Let's talk about landing our manifestation and how to receive without resistance. So you've flown in faith and now it's time to land. You're starting to see the signs. Your manifestation is showing up in the 3D. So this video explores the art of receiving and how to let your manifestation touch down without self-sabotage, overthinking, or emotional turbulence. So your emotional readiness to receive, it's really important. And as you're going along, you're going to ask for clearance to come in, because you're going to start to see things and you're going to feel inspired to take inspired action. Always ask your higher self, what you should do, and just trust. All right. So your subconscious, that's your support system, and it will help you just to continue to return in imagination to the reality that you desire and stay there. Don't allow the old story to try to rear its head again. So touchdown is the moment that your desire materialized, and it's how to stay calm, grateful, and aligned. So let's remember what Neville said. Your assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. So this is not about effort, and it's just about allowing. And we're not yanking the plane down. We're going to come in gingerly and gracefully and let gravity do its job. So in recent videos, in the last 3 videos, I've covered takeoff, your mental diet, gear stowage, which is silence and inner conviction, your inner knowing and trust, and cruising altitude, which is, living in the unseen and staying in imagination. So you've flown in faith, you've cruised in silence, but now your manifestation is ready to land. Are you emotionally cleared to receive? So let's get it, guys. So most people think manifestation ends when your desire shows up, but Neville taught that receiving is just as sacred as imagining. And in this video, we just want to explore touching down and coming in and doing it without resistance, fear, or self-sabotage. And we're having a human experience, so it's all about the energy that you give, your emotional energy, and you'll want to be dominant in staying in your desire and your new story. And otherwise you could cause you to have to circle the runway again and again. And we want to bring it in when it's time. You'll know. So in aviation, there's visual flight rules. They call it VFR, and it means the skies are clear enough for the pilot to navigate by sight. There's no need for instruments, no need for radar. You see where you're going, you see the runway, and you'll see the destination in front of you. And in manifestation, VFR kicks in when your desire starts showing up in the 3D. And for example, if it's your SP and you're reuniting, you might receive the text, or you'll have some opportunity and you'll feel a shift, and the clouds will part and you'll see the runway lights flicker, and it's time to come in. And but the twist is you don't need VFR to fly. You're already cruising with instrument flight rules, or IFR. It's navigating by your inner conviction, and it's not outer evidence. Neville would say, you believed before you saw. So when VFR appears and the signs show up, it's not your cue to start believing. It's to remember, it's confirmation that your belief was always enough. So let's keep flying. So it's time to land. You're there. Your descent protocol, you're emotionally ready. Your emotional readiness is good. And ask yourself questions. It always helps me to ask questions, and it helps reinforce everything, and it feels good. Ask yourself, how does it feel now that everything is working out for me? And I would also practice journaling. And if you've been journaling how you want things to go and your new story and enjoying it, affirming for what you want, and you're visualizing for your desire, you know, and you're in the state, you know, I'm safe to receive, you know, like you're ready and you're worthy of the life that you imagine. And a pilot, you know, doesn't panic when it's time to land, when descending, you know, they're preparing. You're not losing altitude, you're arriving, okay? So your runway clearance is, you know, just removing resistance. And if you have any negative thoughts, you know, let them go, you know, because it's good to identify lingering doubts or any too good to be true thoughts. Like, don't entertain that. You're the operant power. You're the one that's making the decision. So use Neville's quote, you know, your assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact, you know. And if you have any resistance thoughts along the way, you know, write them down and then burn them and shred them, you know, like that doesn't apply in your new story, you know. Whatever feels best to you to work through it, you know, if you're having any emotion. But your emotions are what, you know, give energy to the things that you see in your 3D. So continue to return to your new story and give yourself your desire, you know. So say, I'm ready to clear the runway, and I allow the landing. So it's so good to go along this journey, and it's one of those things where as you're moving along, you know, you just need to continue to return to your desire and give it to yourself and enjoy it, and just continue to do your inner work, you know, working on you. And your subconscious, everything that you're doing impresses your subconscious, which is what shows up in your 3D. So your new reality, that's going to be your new normal. So you visualize your new reality as normal. As Neville says, your naturalness is key. So practice living in the end and continue to do it. And if you've manifested love, if you're manifesting your SP or whatever it is, you know, set your table for two. And I've said that in previous videos, where if you have a garage that's full, you know, and you've got one car in, but you can't put the other car in, clear that other side so that, you know, you can bring them in and they can put their car next to yours. Allow room in your life is what I'm saying. So, and your subconscious will welcome that new reality. So touchdown in the process, when it's time to land, like, you do it gracefully. And if you've flown, it's one of those things where you're trying to come down as gentle as you can. So when your desire arrives, don't overanalyze it, you know, say thank you and breathe and just be in gratitude, you know. Avoid telling people, you know, continue to keep your sacred silence, and you can affirm, I receive with ease, I'm already home. So this is my final transmission in this video. So I want you to prepare for arrival. You've flown in faith, you've cruised in conviction, and now your manifestation is flickering on the runway ahead of you. You're ready to land. So receiving is a skill, it's a sacred one, and I hope that this video would help you to, you know, calibrate and, you know, be your descent checklist. So if this transmission, my video, stirred something in you, if you felt the shift, you know, you're seeing signs, because this could be the day that you push through, you know, that everything comes true, comes in, and live in the end. And if you've been circling the runway out of fear, then this is your call to align. So drop in the comments below, my assumption is fact, I live in the end. And share this video with someone who's still flying towards their desires, dreams, and goals, who just needs to know that their belief was always enough, because it is. And please subscribe for more metaphysical flight plans that guide you from takeoff to touchdown, to your destination, to imagining, to embodiment. So let's land this together. I'm with you all the way. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you again in the next one. Bye for now.